had a customer that had a problem with a machine that was shipped out to them, and the pin, I have that loose, sorry about that. There's a pin here that holds this handle in, and apparently during shipping, possibly this handle got pushed in or something happened to have this pin come out that goes through and holds your carrying handle in place here. So I want to make a video here for him, but it might be helpful for other people too, to show you how to just take the back cover off your machine. And I suggest when you do this that you be grounded, because there is an electronic plug. I'm grounded. I have my ground strap right now on my ankle, so I am not, it's not in the way of me taking this video. So let's get into it here, how to remove the back cover off the machine. I will say right away that I do not recommend at all trying to take off the front cover, and I will show you why. This is just simply to get to the handle area here, or maybe if you want to do some really good clean out in this area. So let's start by, I have some of these screws out and loosened already. These are T20 screws that hold the back cover on. Torx T20. I have a T20 wrench. A T20 wrench usually comes, here's one. This wrench comes with the machines, and it fits these T20 screws. I have this one out already, but this end cover needs to come out, and there's just one screw. That cover needs to come out because it engages in this spot here with the back cover, so it's in the way. But again, with this cover off, it's a good opportunity to get in here and blow things out. I have a seat here. Sorry for the shaky video, but I'm trying to do the best I can here, using both hands and holding the video camera. So you take out these other Torx screws, the back cover. There's one here, there's one down here, there's a long one here, and this is in the area of your power board. It's the only electronic item that's on this back cover. Again, I had these pre-loosened here to save some time. I took this one out to save some time. So you've got this T20 screw, this one, I'll finish taking out, and the long one that goes in here. Now there's some clips in a couple areas. There's a clip in here, a plastic clip. Sometimes these break off. Doesn't hurt anything when they break off because it assembles back together just fine. So there is some resistance on this back cover. And since I have the handle on here, what I do is I just give it a quick pull, and these clips come undone. And there is one of them. Sometimes these little things just break off of these clips. Here is one that's broken. These little clips, they really don't affect putting the cover back on. They don't affect anything in any way. But that's how easy the back cover pulls off. And you will see in here with the power board, this is the only wire that's connected to the back cover. Sorry, I got the camera off of it there a minute. This goes up to the main circuit board, and there's obviously your machine motor. And this is taken out by gently moving it up and down. And again, I am grounded. You always want to prevent against static shocks. You don't see the ground wire because I don't have it on my wrist. It would get in the way of the taping of this. But that's it. That's how your back cover comes off. And there is the pin that holds the handle in place. So for your problem, you're going to have to look and see what happened here. Hopefully it didn't get pushed hard enough. If it would have gotten really shoved, it could break off this part. Now let me get another cover here that has the handle off of it. right now. Really, the only thing that keeps the handle, the pin, from coming out are these two small plastic tabs here. One of them could break and the pin will just come right out. I've already fixed these by putting just a small drop of epoxy. It doesn't take very much just to hold the pin in place. And the epoxy can always, if for some reason you had to take the handle off the back cover, just a slight pry on the pin will break the epoxy that you put on there to hold the pin in. And here is the pin. And I'm not going to lock it in, but when everything's right and nothing's broken here, this slides in, and then these like snap together and prevent it from falling out. Now when you have, for other people, if you have the back cover off the machine with the bobbin door open in the front and your stitch plate off, this is an excellent opportunity to blow some air in here and clean out any lint that has built up. On a 640 machine, you can add a drop of sewing machine oil to this idler arm while you have it off. And on the end in here, I don't have a flashlight handy, but up on this belt tensioner here is another one of these idlers. And you can add a drop of oil to that as well. You don't want these idlers to lock up, or they could cause the belt to actually get worn through. So there are a few things the average owner can do when the cover's off, because you always hear people say, don't blow compressed air in here, you know, use a little vacuum cleaner and suck it out. But what happens when you blow compressed air in this area to clean out your lint buildup, it just basically goes back in this area and could start packing up and building up in here. But with this off, you can blow all that out. But that's how easy it is to remove the back cover off this machine. This is a Bernina 640. There are many other machines that are laid out exactly like this. All the 600 series machines, 630, 640, all the 400 series machines are like this as well. A 430, 435, 440, 450, even some of the latest models like the 500 series machines, the B580, the 550. Here's a 550 sitting on my workbench right now. I'm going to service. The back is exactly the same, and so is the end cover part. So putting it back together, you carefully, and this is going to be tough for me to do it the way I'm holding my phone and shooting this, but you want to get this plug in very carefully in the right spot. And you want to use, I use something plastic, I don't have it handy right now. I use a little plastic part to push on the bottom of the plug and push on the top edge of the plug, and you like walk it into position. But you want to make sure that's in. This wire actually, the excess wire actually goes up underneath this clip, but I've taken apart a lot of these machines where they don't have the wire back in the proper space. I'm not even sure if it really stays there on its own. And this is going to be hard for me to do, but when putting the cover back on, you want to make sure everything lines up. Like there's a little notch around here that this goes into. There's kind of like a groove all the way around the cover. See if I can get it back on in here. And it snaps back into place. You just look around, you feel underneath, make sure it's in properly. I can feel right now that I don't have the bottom of this one. I don't have the bottom part lined up here because I'm trying to rush here. Put it back on, and when putting the screws back in, don't over tighten them. When putting them back in, you just tighten just till you feel them touch and stop. Don't over tighten the screws. Not the best video in the world, but it gives you some information on how to take the back off of machines like this, how you can clean out in this area, or get in here to fix your handle, or possibly even replace your spool pin here if something in this area has broken. Thanks for watching.